Have you ever imagined leaving everything behind, your home, your family, your land, and setting out without knowing exactly where you're going? At first, that sounds terrifying. But what if it wasn't just your decision? What if it was God calling you? Now tell me, what if it were you? Would you have the courage to obey, even if you didn't understand everything? Even if you couldn't see the whole path ahead? This is the story of a man who chose to trust, even without seeing. After the story of the Tower of Babel, when God confused the languages of humanity, people were scattered across the earth. Each group went to a different land, every nation with its own language, its own culture, and its own way of life. And so, the world began to grow again. Cities were built, families continued with their lives, and time moved on. Among all those people, there was a man named Abraham. He wasn't a young adventurer. He had a peaceful life, a home, a family. But there was something that made his story different. His wife, Sarah, could not have children. And in those days, that meant everything. Without children, there would be no descendants, no future. It was as if every dream had come to an end. Even so, Abraham continued living his life as usual, until one day, everything changed. God spoke to him. It wasn't just a thought. It was a calling, clear, direct, unexpected. And God said to him, "Leave your country, your people, and your father's household, and go to the land that I will show you." But there was one detail. There was no map, no destination marked, no explanation, only a promise. Then God continued, "I will make you into a great nation." And he said this to a man who still had no children. To anyone else, it sounded impossible. But God could see far beyond what Abraham was able to see. Then the Lord added, "Through you, all the families of the earth will be blessed." It was a promise far too great, far too difficult to understand at that moment. Even so, Abraham chose to believe. He had no answers, no proof. He didn't know how any of it would happen, but he chose to trust God. So he gathered his belongings, brought his family together, and began the journey. Imagine it for a moment, leaving your home, the place where you grew up, and simply walking away. That's exactly what Abraham did, day after day. He kept walking. He crossed deserts, mountains, unknown lands. Sometimes he was tired, sometimes he was worried, but he never stopped moving forward, because deep in his heart, he believed that God was guiding every single step. Time passed, and from the outside, nothing seemed to change. There was still no sun, no great nation, only waiting, silence, and the road ahead. Perhaps, at times, Abraham wondered, will this promise ever come true? But God had never forgotten it, and one quiet night, the Lord spoke to him again. God brought Abraham outside his tent and showed him the sky. The heavens were filled with stars, thousands, millions, too many to count. Then God said, "Look up at the sky and count the stars, if indeed you can count them." Abraham looked up, and the more he tried to count them, the more he realized it was impossible. Then God said, "So shall your descendants be." At that moment, Abraham still had no children. There were no signs, no human guarantees, but there was a decision to make, and Abraham chose to believe. That is faith, trusting, even when you cannot see, moving forward, even when you don't understand, waiting, even when everything seems to be taking far too long. The journey was not easy. There were doubts, there was fear, there were seasons of silence. But Abraham kept walking. Because he learned a very important truth. When God makes a promise, he never fails. And do you know what this story teaches us? You will not always understand God's plans. Sometimes, the road will seem difficult, long, and even impossible. But when you choose to trust God, even when you're afraid, even when you don't have all the answers, He will guide your path. God is not looking for perfect people. He is looking for people who are willing to trust Him. This has been another story from the Good Shepherd. We'll see you in the next episode.